All right, there we are. It is another Wednesday evening CNC Hangout. We got our guest Mark Lindsay on again. Hey, Mark, welcome back. And we got Liberty there. Got it right. All right, there we are. Yeah. Oh no, I gotta turn off my. We got our guest Mark Lindsay on again. Hey, Mark. There we go. I had my phone turned on. The volume was turned up on the phone, so so it started to pick up there. All right, Mark. Thanks for coming back on. I haven't had you in a while.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always have a good time here, and thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beg forgiveness. I'm just getting over what I think is a cold. I'm not really sure, so I'm a bit nasally, and my voice is so husky you could pull a dog sled. So I'm gonna ask for your indulgence.
Can't hear it here. All right, let's say hello to some folks out there. Liberty, you want to go call them out and say hi to some of our folks?
I see Pete from Nature's Edge. I see Oz, Jetty Vandal. We've got a lot of regulars and a lot of new faces, I feel like. Raven Faith. I've not seen them before, from New Brunswick, Canada. If I can speak.
New Brunswick.
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Greg from STL's on board. Scott from I couldn't tell it. But
Ed Appleton.
Howdy, Ed.
There's Jeff, Windy City Smokers, Screaming Goat, Mark Lindsay.
No relation. No relation.
All right. Well, so tonight, ask any CNC question. You got 3 heads here that we should be able to knock them all out, I would think. So CNC bits, process, whatever. Even got some epoxy experience going on over there.
Sweet.
But before we do that, we're going to bring the lady out, Julianne, who is going to be in the background. She's going to be, we'll pop her out once in a while, but she'll be dropping in some links in there as we talk about different things. And we are going to do a little bit of a flash sale tonight. So should we announce that? Oh, I guess we're announcing it. Okay, there it is. So we're going to give, this is in honor of our brother Mark. Mark, #1, that's your discount code. And for IDCwoodcraft.com, all the IDC Woodcraft CNC bits. None of the other, like not the Jenny bits, not the anything else. It's just the IDC Woodcraft bits. 10% off. Today is October 1st. So up until midnight Eastern Standard Time. Mark, in your honor.
Well, thank you. It's an honor for me.
Yeah, Mark's #1.
So,
that was a good discount code.
So get in there and get some bits.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Flash sale. We should have a little thing that pops on the screen. It's flash sale.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think Gizmo's trying to tell us about the sale.
Oh, yes. She is.
All right. Make sure you put question marks in front of your questions in CNC, and we'll kind of start this off. And so Julianne will be in the background, and there we go. So, all right. First of all, let's talk about what's going on. Let's see. With me, next Sunday, I'm going up to Chicago for 2 days. I have a business, a new entrepreneurs group I'm going to, where I'm going to get together with everybody. So that'll be fun. And we're working on some background projects here that we won't talk about right now. But yeah. And that's kind of it on my side, I think. I reconfigured my whole alt mill, so it now has multiple tracks on it. Yeah. I needed to do that because I'm setting up the vacuum table on it and the rotary on it.
Yeah.
So,
generally speaking, I use the T-track for holding fixtures. That's about all I ever use it for. I'm not a fan of clamps, so I use other methods to secure my work pieces. But I use it to hold fixtures, and jigs and what have you.
So you clamp your fixtures down?
Yes.
I
threaded, not so much threaded insert, but like quarter 20 bolts with
Okay.
wing nuts.
Okay.
So,
All right. Do you ever use the nylon nail gun? No,
yes, I do, but for sheet goods only. It's real good for plywood, MDF, MDO board, things like that. But because it's 15 gauge, it will split a piece of hardwood faster than you can say boo.
Oh, really?
Which I discovered to my displeasure, trying to hold down some maple, and I thought, yeah, let's give it a shot. Well, you can do anything once, but the composite nails are not good for hardwood.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So what
but-
we're talking about, folks, if you're brand new, first of all, put in the comments if you're brand new here or you were brand new to CNC, like you just got your CNC router this week. We'll all do the happy dance for you. I don't think we've done the happy dance in a couple of shows, so we're gonna have to fire that one back up.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I was looking around. I was going to hold up my composite nailer, but I don't have it handy. I guess I put it away.
okay. So yeah, we're talking about clamping. There's several ways you can clamp your projects. You use T-tracks, and that's generally you'll use clamps with the tracks. Those are those grooves that you put along those plates you just saw on my machine right there. They're
Yep.
channels, and they're designed for bolts to slide in. And we have those at IDC Woodcraft. So, and they are universal T-tracks, so they work on any CNC router. You have the clamping. Sometimes when my first spoil board of my long mill, they had all the screws in there. Remember that, Liberty? And I put all those threaded inserts in there.
Yep.
That was I definitely prefer tracks when it comes to installing that stuff. Yeah, making that spoil board like that was pretty busy. Then we have what other techniques we got to hold projects?
Well, when I talk about jigs and fixtures, I will sometimes use the vertical toggle clamps. Like, for instance, I have one fixture, I guess you could say, that I use for doing keyholes in the back of a project. And basically all it is it's one piece of plywood with a pair of vertical hold down clamps on it. I can slide that up on my spoil board, square it up, lock it down, and then shove whatever I'm getting ready to keyhole right up against it, hold it nice and square, flip those two hold down clamps that cut the keyhole, pop it off, bring the next one up.
Really,
So,
the fast jobs.
Yes, real quick. If I'm doing 4 or 5 keyholes, I can get them done just like that,
Okay.
And the keyholes are the only G code I save. Every other piece of G code, I throw it out as soon as I'm done with it.
Okay.
And I do that because I know I'll run the wrong G code if I don't. So,
yeah. So, I just
there
want
you
to
go.
step back to tracks for just a second. So, like, this is a setup for the T-track. So this bolt head will slide to the track, and the clamp will come down and turn that down. One of the things you'll see with the tracks, though, I mean, I get these high screws, so you got to be really careful about that.
Yeah.
Liberty's got her favorite hold down methods.
Yeah, I like CA glue and tape for sure. That is my top favorite. From there, I like fencing things in probably more so.
Okay. And then we have the double-sided tape and the vacuum table.
Yep, double-sided tape. I've played around with the vacuum, yeah.
I wanted to answer. Oh, go ahead.
The tape and CA glue is my most popular video, and I made that 9 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I got that from a luthier over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
They have a hard time getting hold of 1-inch wide sandpaper strips that are self-adhesive. And they have these precision machined leveling beams. They would put that strip of sandpaper on and use it to level frets. So they could level all the frets on a fretboard and then go back and polish them.
Oh.
Well, he was showing this apprentice how they use that, and then he had a bunch of rolls of the non-adhesive stuff, and they were using spray adhesive, and he said, well, why don't you try tape and CA glue? Luthier said, what are you talking about? So we showed him, and he's like, oh man, that's great. And so I thought to myself, I wonder if that would work on a CNC router. So I tried it, and the video I made, I had some small pieces. I was making some wooden surrounds for pickups for guitars, electric guitar pickups.
Okay.
And I tried I did some V carving, I did some surface planing, I did profiles, I did pockets to try to run it through the paces and see if I could get something to knock it off. And it's worked. It has never failed me. So
Who
I'm
knows,
a major
Mark?
fan of.
You could have been the one that brought the CA glue to the CNC.
No, I know a few other people who have done it in the past. John over at NYC CNC.
Okay.
He does it. There's been a bunch of people. I did not invent it, believe me.
Okay. All right. I wanted to answer this one question from David Berry. He said, "What gaps do I use between my tracks?" So originally I had 8 inches between tracks, and that was always too far. So I was going to go to 6 inches, but I needed to make sure I configured my spoil board for my vacuum table I'm putting on there and for the rotary that I'm putting on there. So I got to do a video on the rotary. And actually, I like the 4-inch because it's the insert pieces are so much easier to make. These guys right here, you cut a couple up, you just replace what you need, and those are very narrow pieces. I should hook up my second camera if I'm going to be showing you guys this stuff. So anyway, yeah, I forgot to plug that camera in this time. What do you got going on, Liberty?
Well, been working on some videos with you, trying to get a workbench put together to get this CNC up and running, and keeping this place functioning and getting it organized.
Yeah, Liberty's got her hands full.
Yeah, I do not have it up and running yet. It is put together. I mean, I could run it right now on the floor if I wanted to. It's just that I have so much else to do right now. I literally don't have the time to touch it, let alone put the bench together yet. So
yeah. So we're probably going to have to bring on someone else on the team soon here because if Liberty's going to be creating, we gotta open up her bandwidth for that. So. Yep. All right. Well,
time to do the work. That's for sure.
Yep. Okay, Liberty. Let's start hammering out some questions. We got 16 lined up, folks. With your questions, put a question marks in front of them, and that will help us cue those in.
So I had a couple that I felt like would be good to start off with. So I'm going to look for those real quick. Okay. So Screaming Goat Customs. Mark, I recently moved into my shed as it's my shop now. How has it been working out for you? Anything you wish you could do differently in the setup or flow of your shop?
I wish I could have gone bigger. My shed is 12 by 16, but it is literally the biggest I could have put on my lot. I wish I could have gone bigger. Other than that, I went with closed cell spray foam insulation. I love it. And got a mini split installed this past July. I absolutely love it. The only thing I think I would have done different, I tried to future-proof, and I did pretty well with that. But I ran one 220 line over on this wall that I don't use. So I probably wouldn't have run that 220 circuit, but it's okay. I've got nothing. Nothing to plug into it, and it don't bother anybody. It just sits there. Yeah, I see Oz saying go 2-story. I can't go 2-story. As it is,
there you go.
This shed just barely snuck under the requirements for a building permit.
Oh, yes.
And if it's 10 foot or less from grade to the highest peak, I could disregard the setback requirements.
Yep.
So it's literally 4 feet from the fence, and it's supposed to be 10 feet, but
Hoodort.
it's 9 foot, 10 inches tall. So I'm just 2 inches under that requirement.
Oh my goodness.
So one of the things there then is to make sure that you're meeting some kind of code.
Yeah, we just the requirements for the county. I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of getting a building permit. And so I did everything I could to avoid a building permit until we got to electricity. Then I had to get a permit for the electricity.
Richard said thank you for the bits and M&Ms.
Welcome.
So, folks, you see what's flying across the screen right now at the bottom. So, we're just doing a flash sale. We got a special guest, Mark, here. I mean, it's been a little while since we had him, but we've had him on quite a bit. So we decided we're going to do a flash sale, 10% off the IDC Woodcraft CNC router bits. So not the Jenny bits, nothing else, just the IDC Woodcraft branded bits.
So get in there and get you some.
Yeah. So use that code right there, Mark's number 1, as you see it, all caps. All right, let's rock on, Larry Liberty.
All right.
That's next.
See. Oh yeah. And then also from Screaming Goat, Mark, what started your CNC journey? Any top tips for us newbies starting now?
What started my journey was I saw a guy build a CNC router in his bathroom in an upstairs apartment on YouTube.
That would be me.
The guy's name, yes, he built it in his bathroom because that was the one room in his house that he could seal up the door and run a router. And he made it out of MDF over the course of several weekends. Then he used that CNC router to cut out another one over at his dad's garage, then used that CNC to create another bigger one. Guy's name was Patrick Hood Daniel, and he runs Build Your CNC. If you've ever heard of that company. Okay. He also wrote a book and all that other good stuff. I saw that back in like 2010, 2011. And I was hooked from there. I wanted one. And so fast forward a few years, 2015, a guy I subscribed to here on YouTube, Dave Gatton, he started giving away free plans for a CNC router. And if I wasn't the first one to order those plans, I was in the top 5. And ordered the plans.
That's right. You had a Gatton CNC.
Well, I had the shoestring budget CNC first. Used that to cut out another shoestring budget CNC. Then I got the Gatton CNC kit, and I ran it until 3 years ago.
Yeah, when you got your Avid.
Moved up to the Avid, yeah.
That was quite a jump.
Any tips for newbies? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What do you want to do with the CNC router? Because it's real easy to see a bunch of shiny stuff and you want to do everything. You will never be able to do everything. Mm-hmm. So find that niche and scratch it. Literally. I mean, you will find something that people want from you and run with that. If it's edge-lit acrylic signs, or if it's epoxy inlays, or if it's address signs, dedicate to it and develop your skills and be the best that you can be at it. You will never be able to do everything, so don't try.
Yeah.
Just pick some things that you're passionate about and talk to your friends and family. What do they want? What do they need? You'll get more ideas than I got more ideas than a tail feather on a turkey.
All the time.
You'll get just as many. So.
All the time. I kind of go through my phases. I like to make some things for a little while, then I want to shift off and make some other kind of thing. Like I did all those 3D models for about 2 weeks there.
Yeah.
And then I got tired of the machine running for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. My advice is take your time. Be patient with yourself. All right.
Yeah.
There's going to be mistakes. Take the tips that you get from people who've been in it for a while seriously, and just try to absorb them. You're still going to make mistakes. Plan on firewood in the beginning, right? Play with the cheap wood, the MDF and the pine, to just kind of dial yourself in a little bit. Liberty, what would you say? Oh, can't hear you. You're muted.
Forgot I was muted. There was some kids screaming outside, so I was worried it was going to come through. I would say...
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
I would say do Kyle's course and don't skip steps.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a really good one, and this is something I tote all the time. And there's a lot of people here that has gotten this course, Kyle's course. So you're brand new to CNC. You've spent a lot of money on your machine, a lot of thought time, working yourself up to it. And then you're buying the software. If you get Vectric, you get the CNC bits, all the setup time. And a lot of people like to DIY the design software. And although that's good, you can miss so many steps along the way. And one thing you miss right in the middle of that video or in the video, they forget just to tell you that one little step, you're stuck. And you try to move on, and then you're into your carve and you're like, what's going wrong here? When it's all the way back to your design. So Liberty, talk about Kyle's course. This is a Vectric course. That's
yeah. So it is specific to Vectric. So that would be specific to Vectric users or people who desire to use Vectric. But so his course is a complete A to Z, 1 to 100, everything. He takes it and breaks it down step by step, icon by icon, tool by tool. And then after each lesson, there is some sort of practice material. There's some sort of, file or something. Go in and practice. Don't skip the steps. He's giving you the tools to create the finished product. You want that finished product, you've got to take those steps back. And then I love referencing back. Like if there's a tool that I did practice whenever I went through, but I haven't necessarily put into use, I can go back and reference that specific part and relearn how to use that tool and how to benefit my creations from there on out.
Yep. So yeah, we got Butch said Kyle's course is worth every cent, and the cost is very reasonable. So
I will second that. Kyle Ely is a good guy. He does a very good job. And Liberty hit on something when she said practice. Remember, this is just like anything else. It's just like learning a musical instrument or learning how to drive. There is no replacement for experience. And the only way to get that experience is to do it.
Yeah, the machine won't carve itself. You got to give it guidance.
And believe me, I saw somebody out there saying, I'm a broken down old vet trying to learn this CNC stuff. Sir, so am I. I'm a broken down old vet myself. And believe me, if I can do this stuff, you can do it too. None of this is over your head. Right. None of this is too hard to learn. You just have to decide that you want to do it.
Yeah. And that's actually, so we were talking about this briefly. I haven't talked about the setup checklist and when you're setting up your projects. So we want to make a good project, but everything it's in the design. And then when you get on the machine, everything's in the setup. Because once the machine is running, it's running. It's just going to do its stuff. But if you haven't followed all the setup steps, then make sure, like, how many of us have forgotten to set the Z and crashed a bit? What? Am I the only one? Oh, there we go.
I didn't crash the bit. I just ended up taking out a lot more material than I wanted to.
Yeah.
I took out some of the spoilt board.
I didn't do that. I was supposed to surface 20 thousandths material. It took off 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, in one pass.
Wow. Yeah, Liberty cut river channels in my board, and then a week later I did it. Right?
Oh, been there, done that.
Yeah. But hers was okay. I could work over it. Mine, I had cut a whole bunch of pieces, had them all nested in, so it was like nothing. But there was nothing left to. So what this does is when you set your project up, this is a checklist to go through, where you're doing your material checks. You're making sure the material's the size you designed it at. You're comparing your material to your design to make sure you know everything, is that everything's matching up. Then you get your router bit checks. All the tools you're going to be using, are they in good shape, whatnot. And then your start point checks. This is where everybody seems to goof up once in a while. When they forget to set their X and Y. You're going back to your drawing to make sure, oh, okay, my X and Y is in the upper left corner. And then there's the final checks. Mark, you're a checklist guy for sure.
I'm totally supported by checklists because I can't remember what I had for dinner last night. So I don't think you can see. Yeah, you can see that sheet of paper hanging off my monitor. That's my checklist to start a job.
Yep.
That's it right there. And I follow it line by line.
Yeah, Mark's been in this for years. I'm not as good about it, and I pay for it once in a while. Especially when I'm doing a video and I'm rushing things, right? Trying to get something done.
That's the secret, though, because having the best checklist in the world is absolutely worthless if you don't use it.
But being brand new, you follow through that checklist until you get in the habit and start to know everything you're checking. All right, we got a bunch of questions lined up.
Yeah,
here.
we
Get it. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's important. I mean, there's a lot of new people, right? So, and they're coming in all the time, and this is a season where our new creators are coming on board. So we're gonna have a link for that checklist in the description of the video, and Julianne, I'm sure she's already put it in the comments. She'll put it in there again. Yes. Julianne's always on it. All right, let's hit the next one.
All right, Richard of Brooklyn, California. Which is better when I purchase files from Etsy, SVG or STL, to use with Vectric 12 Plus on my Shark?
Okay, these are two different file types.
Yep.
Yeah. So Mark, you frozen up? Yeah, he's frozen up.
Nope.
Okay, so these files do two different things. And STL is the one that actually creates like the 3D type of profiles. And I forget what they're called, what that stands for. Somebody put that in the comments what that stands for. Do you remember, Liberty? What the STL stands?
No, I don't remember what the.
Okay, SVG is a two-dimensional file, right? It's a 2D file. So I'll share my screen real quick. Mark will be back. He froze up there. So I'm going to go to here. So there's the numbers I cut out today for my mailbox, and someone ran over my mailbox 2 days ago. So I had to go get a new box. I mean, they were kind enough to come tell me. I said, don't worry about it, because I was going to replace it anyway. It's someone else that already damaged it. But this would be considered like an STL, right? It's a two-dimensional drawing. I'm sorry, not an STL, SVG. But an SVG, the difference between an SVG, you're going to see DXF and SVG. So the difference between a DXF is it's all straight lines.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Bezier curve.
Yeah, the SVGs have the Bezier curves, the DXF. Well, I'm getting it all screwed up, aren't I?
There's too many letters.
Yeah.
There's too many letters. I don't even remember their letters.
Right. So DXF would be like a bunch of straight lines like that, right? Yeah. But however the design is, And there's going to be nodes at every point. And so DXF can be really, it can really slow down your computer because your computer has to process the tool paths based on all those points. A SVG, so if we took that same kind of shape, an SVG would be more, not straight lines, but more curvy lines, or Bezier curves like that. So the same kind of drawing would be something to that effect, right? It's pretty rough, but so an STL is a 3D model. See if I got one where I can grab one real quick.
Okay. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. STL stands for Standard Tessellation Language.
Okay. All right. So this would be, this cross would be an
STL.
that would be an STL file. You can see it's 3-dimensional. So that's the difference. Okay. All right. Next question.
Hang on. Technically, STL would be stereolithography.
Yeah. Yeah. So
There we go.
an STL is like, I think, who was that said that? I'm glad he said that. It was from Steve. STL is a bunch of triangles that are put together around that 3-dimensional thing. So it's actually a bunch of small triangle planes that are put together into a type of format where it can create that kind of shape. All right. We got you back, Mark.
Sorry
Welcome
about
back.
that. For some reason, every time I tried to start StreamYard, Google Chrome crashed. So I'm here on, I'm using Firefox.
Okay.
We'll see if this works.
Yep. And it actually has a difference in your audio. So it sounds like
There is a difference in your audio. Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah, it's a little
It
bit
doesn't
more.
sound like you're on your mic, to be honest with you. It sounds like it's not bad, but
Like
it does
you
sound like
use
it's coming through your speakers.
Yeah, it's like you're using your computer mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the next question.
All right. Butch Miller, my question is, when downloading 12.5 on laptop, how do you get those 4 extra icons up on the file operations? I know it's easy, but I'm a Marine. Give me a pass.
Okay. This is a good one for everybody. Oh, we got you, Mark. Mark, you want to take this one?
Yeah, and I know Butch, so I'll speak slowly. I can't use crayons because this is all digital. Anyway, come on, Firefox, allow me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen, I
allowed,
see your
yes.
question. He wants me to do a video on the Great Seal.
The Great Seal. Okay.
Yeah, it's an STL file that we have available on IDC Woodcraft. Julianne will put a link in there so you guys can see it. It's a really cool file, really high detail.
Oh, okay. Wants me to, yes. No, I don't want it to block. Oh man, I got to reload the screen.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do it then.
Alrighty.
Okay, so share screen first. And
So simple, a Marine can do it.
yeah, go on.
I was Army.
Oh, I was already sharing screen. I just didn't. Okay. All right. So all brand new Vectric users, when you install your Vectric software, first of all, let's just clean this up a little bit so you're not distracted. Okay. When you open your software, you're going to come into your job setup screen. Actually, you're going to come into do you want to create a new file, install a file? But let's just say you create a new file. You're going to come to the job setup screen. You're going to set up the job size, which is usually the size of the material you're going to be working with. And then you're going to select OK, and then you're going to come to the design screen right here. Now, if you look at the top where it says File Operations, you notice I have 8 icons right here. When you get your software, it comes with these 4 icons here. It's the create set job dimensions. So that's your job setup. Then we have open a file, import a bitmap, and import a 3D model. But you're not going to see these other 4 icons. So the reason these are here is because we want to have the options of the undo, redo, and the save, and a new job. So in order to get these other 4 icons on here, you go up to that edit at the top left of the screen, click that. All the way down, it says options. Select options, and a window is going to open up. You're going to scroll down until it says general settings. And under general settings, it's the 4th one down. It says show additional file operations. So yours is going to say no next to it. So what you do is click in that field where it says no, and you're going to have a little drop down right there, that little arrow. Click that and change it to yes. And then click OK, and that will bring those icons up.
You have to click apply before you click OK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to click it. Okay, got it. Oh, I'm going to go back and look. All right, let's see. Well, I scrolled way down really fast. There we are. General settings. Okay, I'm going to change it to no. I want to change it to no. Let's try it again. No. Oh, okay. Click apply, and then there it goes. It went away. Okay, got it. Click apply first, and then click OK. Yes. Apply, and OK. There we go. All right. Next, Liberty.
David Berry, why does VCarve refer to your last material size settings even when you are opening a previously saved file with a different material thickness and such?
Mark?
Simple answer is because those fields can't be blank. They have to have something in them. So when you start the program or create a new project or whatever, there has to be something in that blank. So it just remembers what you last did. So.
Okay. And by the way, so you folks know, Mark is a beta tester for Vectric. Yeah. So he gets to have some say-so on how they set things up and to test.
Not really.
Things. No, you get to test things and try to break it is what your job is. Right?
We do.
Okay.
We try to break it.
Okay. All right.
Raven,
go ahead.
Is it a good idea to have a model boundary offset on a finishing bit?
If you're talking about the boundary offset, yes. It should be equal to the diameter of the largest bit in the finishing toolpath. So if you've got 2 bits, you have an 1/8 inch and a 1/16 inch finishing bit. Your boundary offset should be the same as the diameter of the largest bit. So that 1/8 of an inch. And that is so you're clearing out material for the smaller bit. Also, remember that I don't have a bit here that I can use as a reference, but imagine, if you will, your bit is cruising along. It gets to the edge, to that boundary. It's going by the center of that bit. It's going where the center line of that bit is. So you might end up with a little bit of flash, let's call it, at the very end that doesn't get carved. By using that boundary offset, it will go past that boundary by that much, that 1/8 of an inch, so that it cuts away all that material. Mm-hmm. So if you've ever had a preview, you've got your roughing and your finished tool pass and you preview it, and you got a bunch of little things sticking up on the ends, put that boundary offset and it'll take care of that stuff. Sweet.
Yeah, I like to use the boundary offset. I like to go, so if I'm going to do a cutout, if I'm doing the 3D model and I'm doing the carve, and then I'm going to come in and cut it out with a cutout tool, whatever, I'm going to take that. I'm going to rough it out at least the diameter of that tool. That's going to be doing the cutout of it.
Yes.
And I even do that with the finishing tool too. I forgot to mention this. I think I said this a couple weeks ago or last week. So our CNC brother Vern sent me these 2 G canes that I got on the horn with him today. Talked to him briefly to thank him. Like getting stuff in the mail. Liberty got something in the mail the other day. She was talking about how cool it is to get a package that someone has personally made and sent. Talk about that, Liberty.
Yeah, so I've gotten 2 packages now. One was, three. My first package that I got was a piece of wood from Ellen. And then I've gotten 1 project sent to me, and that's a little chair. And then the most recent one, I got sent some coriander to play with.
Oh, nice.
So I am excited. It was a heavy package. I had no idea what was coming in. And I don't know, it was just so much fun. It was addressed to me and Julianne, and just like, I mean, I get a lot of return bits, so there's packages coming at me every day, but they're not like for me, if that makes sense.
How quickly we forget. I sent you guys stickers.
Yeah, you sent us stickers.
Yeah,
That's right. I do remember that. That was when we were downstairs.
Okay. Yep. All right. We're going to get on another question. We have even some more people here. So if I didn't say this like 10 minutes ago, I think, but we got this little flash sale special going on with Mark right now for having him here. So all the IDC bits on idcwoodcraft.com are on sale, 10% off. If you use that discount code exactly as you see it on the checkout, and this is only for tonight, October 10th. It's going to go away at exactly midnight Eastern Standard Time. So flash sale in honor of having Mark. All right, let's handle another question.
All right.
Go get
Robert Patterson. Twice last month, my machine has stopped in the middle of a carve. Any answers for that?
Probably the most common is, do you have dust collection? If you have dust collection and your dust collector hose is not grounded, ground it. Ground it.
Yeah, it builds up. You get static electricity in that dust collector, especially in the wintertime.
Yep. And if you get it only takes just a little bit of an arc over to a data cable to make everything just shut off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're running dust collection, ground the dust collector hose.
Yeah. One of the things I have seen on my first machine was a Bob CNC, and it would just quit in the middle of a carve. I couldn't figure it out, and then somebody said something about a spike, electrical spike, right, or electromagnetic interference. So I actually tried it I had my little Dremel. I had that thing moving back and forth, and I was turning the Dremel on and off, on and off, on and off. It wasn't stopping, and finally it stopped. I want to switch. So at some point, you have electrical interference. No, what do you EMF?
EMI.
EMI, and then it's usually that all the way around. So make sure you don't use, if you're gonna have other things on the same circuit, that everything's kind of turned on before you start your CNC, so you don't get a spike too.
Yeah.
I mean, things like the alt mill, they're protected for that, and like the Avid there.
If you're not blowing a breaker, you're doing fine. But like I have my machines on 3 different circuits. One of them being 220 for the spindle. So I got the controller on one circuit, the computer on another circuit, and of course 220 for the spindle. But I just ground the hose. Basically, I just went down to an electrical supply shop, and I think it was 20 gauge braided bare copper. And it was however many cents a foot, I don't even remember. And then I wrap it around the hose. One end stays open. I just connected it to the vinyl with a with a little small bolt or machine screw and nut rather, and ran the other end and grounded it to the ground on the motor of the dust collector.
There you go.
And
That answered Howard Cook's question.
oh, okay. Well, that gives static a place to go,
Mhm.
so it doesn't build up and then zap.
Okay. There
Beautiful.
you go.
All right. For V-carve inlays the old-fashioned way, do you have a standard male tool path configurations you prefer, like the 3-2-1 method, or do you prefer V-bits or tapered ball nose bits for inlays?
I'm going to defer this because I have not done an inlay yet.
Okay.
It's on my list. I've not
yeah.
done an inlay yet, but it's on my list.
I was reading some of the comments here. So I got to just, so my mind wasn't on the question. The old fashioned way, do you have a standard male toolpath configurations you prefer, like the 3-2-1 method?
I would say
I'm a V-bit guy, first of all.
Yeah.
Right. Totally. Because your straight ones are you got to be dead nuts to make. I mean, to make it look good. At least the way we are, we want to have it perfect. I've never used a ball nose. Oh, he's talking about taper ball nose. I have not used taper ball nose on an inlay. Usually that's good for. I think the deeper ones. Greg from STL uses a taper ball nose. He does the deep inlays on the carving boards.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say that deep inlays in like end grain cutting boards. I know of several who use tapered ball nose bits for that, but they're leaving a pretty substantial glue gap at the bottom. So any issues, and also the diameter of the tip on these bits are so small, they're almost hypodermic needles. I mean, if you make a mistake and even if it stopped running, you make a mistake, it will remove skin and it'll draw blood. So just be careful.
Yeah. I think Greg said the .02, I think he's answering for a glue gap. So, yep. I think Greg's, I've got a V-carve inlay video. Mark has a V-carve inlay video.
Yeah, it's a collaboration with Vectric. It's on Vectric's YouTube channel. Okay.
Yep. We'll put those in there, and then maybe we need to bring Greg back on board when we talk about the deep inlays. I think that'd be
Greg
good.
Can do anything.
Yeah. Greg's you can. Okay.
Greg can do anything.
All right. I write my own G code for 2D and 2.5D projects. I use Notepad and upload to Carbide Motion. Is there a better way?
Same thing I tell everybody. If the way you are doing it works for you, you get a predictable outcome, the outcome that you want, and it's safe to do. You're not setting stuff on fire or slinging material across the shop, then that's the best way for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an easier way? I'm sure there is, but that easier doesn't necessarily mean better. If what you're doing works for you and you enjoy writing your own G code, speed on, brother. That's not me.
Yeah, writing your own G code. Of course, it's manual. It's intensive. You got to do it a line at a time, and you do it enough. And I'm sure JT has experienced this, where you forget that decimal point. Then you run into an issue that way. I've done that. I've done that professionally when I've written G code back in the day on the big CNC machines, and you forget a G code, and that a drill this big around is coming down to drill a hole, and it doesn't stop at 25 millimeters above. It stops at 0.025 millimeters above, right? So it ran right into the metal bar sticking out of the chuck. It just split the whole chuck in half. Shut that machine down for a week until we replaced the chuck that the bar was being held on. So the to that question, writing your own G code is cool, but you have to be so like on it. You got to know what you're doing. You got to literally follow yourself step by step by step, and go back and check each line that you just did. Better way: design your stuff in the design software like Vectric, and then for what he's doing there, drive rails maybe, right? And let Vectric write the G code for you.
If you're doing, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing simple part production, if you're making cover plates for outlets, electrical outlets, I can see where writing your own G code would, you could batch them out like that. But, you're not going to be doing 3D carvings of the Mona Lisa and writing your own G code for that. Forget it. That's just not going to happen.
Right.
So my advice on that score, first of all, whether you're writing your own G code or not, even if you're just editing, look for a program called Notepad++. It is specifically made for people who like to write and edit their own G code, and it has a lot of macros built into it for people to write G code that will help you in writing G code. You can also have it check your G code for syntax errors and things of that nature. But it's called Notepad++. It's free, and it's a very good program. That's what I use, and that's just for editing G code.
I used to love writing in my G code. I knew all the can cycles in my head. So like a can cycle, folks, is like a bolt hole pattern. So there'd be a code, G code, I think it was 74. And then you put letters and numbers after that for how many bolt holes you want, where it's going to start on the circle, what's the diameter. Yeah. I used to know so many can cycles.
I know just enough G code to be dangerous.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's roll on. We got a lot of questions here.
They're rolling in even more. All right, David Berry, as a new CNCer, I run into Vectric issues when importing bitmap images. Any suggestions to make this easier?
Come to the realization that not every image is going to work. You're simply going to run into images that will not work. Yeah. So learn how to hand trace. I know you don't want to hear that, but there will be times where you can do like a bitmap trace and get maybe 2/3 of the image, and 2/3 of it will be all right and the rest be garbage. Learn how to hand trace. Get in there and learn the freehand drawing, draw a straight line, draw Bezier curves, whatever. It's very rare that you get a good, clean vectors with a bitmap trace.
Yeah, put it this way:
touch it up.
The more contrast you have in the image, the better it's going to turn out. But if you got a lot of color transitions in there, that's when it gets sloppy, and a lot of small color transitions. I forgot to mention: are we doing a giveaway tonight? Yeah, I guess. Yes, we are. We do a giveaway every time. Just folks, just so you know, at the end of the show, we do a giveaway. So that's when the ladies take over. Mark and I have to sit aside, and the real bosses take over the show.
I've been married twice. I got 5 daughters. I can handle it.
Have you, Mark or Garrett, seen the vacuum hold downs called vacuum dogs?
Vacuum dogs?
No, but I look them up.
Yeah. That's vacuum dogs. Let's take a look at that.
Vacuum dogs. No, I've not seen that. They appear to be vacuum pucks.
Yeah.
That could be used. Okay. All right. I'll have to dig into that. Check it out.
That's an interesting concept. They're using washers, like rubber washers. Different configurations.
Mm-hmm.
Building your own shape, size.
It's for like an MFT table.
I'll show you the website so you can.
Okay.
Let's see. I gotta stop that screen share and restart.
That's intriguing. I hadn't seen that, but thanks for that. I'll check it out.
So it come in different configurations like that, and you can just lay them around over each vacuum hole or something to create that seal.
Yeah, they go into dog holes, kind of sort of like a MFT, like the MFT tables.
Yeah,
Festool MFT tables.
interesting. Okay,
Interesting. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
something to learn about. Someone else to connect with and see what's going on with that.
Well, something I like about that is it wouldn't remove it wouldn't reduce your Z capacity as much as a vacuum pod sitting on the top of the spoil board.
Okay.
Hello.
What's up there, Sister
I was
Julianne?
gonna say, I was just looking in the chat and I got to thinking. He actually did a little demo. Jace from Airweights did a demo of those for us at Texas.
Of the
They're
vacuum
pretty
dog?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Like
Do
the
it.
little inserts down in there, and it's yeah. And from what everybody's been mentioning, he mentioned it last night on his live. So I will put that link to his live in the chat.
Okay, there you go.
No drink. She did it on her own.
That's right. Yeah, folks, just so you know, when I'm saying, oh, Julianne will put a link in there, something like that, then you have to take a drink.
Yeah, Jack in the shop is supposed to be on drink duty tonight. There he is. All right.
Okay, there it is.
All right. Bill, wanted to thank you all for the awesome prize from last week. Got my alt mill Monday all up and running, hoping to surface it tomorrow once I finish the spoil board.
Sweet. Sweet.
All right. I hope you got the surfacing program I wrote. And the grids, you want the grids for sure. So we're going to...
You want dust collection because that MDF dust is going to go in places you didn't even know you had without it.
So one thing I found though with if you're surfacing and you're surfacing, so when I surface the spoil board, the first thing I do is a profile surface, all right, and then I'll come in and do the pocket surface. That with their brush that they provide, they provide two brushes for the dust collector. One has bristles that long, the other bristles that long. So make sure you use the one with the long bristles on it. And so Julianne will put in I got the surfacing program. So hopefully you already got that and you're going for it. Definitely get the grid cutting instructions here. This is all free. She'll link that in there. All right, let's roll on. Oh, you know what? I just want to say one other thing for new folks. If you haven't ordered from IDC Woodcraft, you haven't gotten this, right? The sticker. That's what Liberty will put in there as a first-time customer. You will get this as a sticker. Okay, and what this is a chucking guide. It tells you how to put your bits in your collet and how not to put them in your collet, and what to do if you do different things. So, Liberty, why did we make this? There's two reasons we make this thing. One reason.
Why did we make it? We made it to help prevent some of this. These are all broken bits. This is just from the last couple days, week, whatever. There's more. That's not all of them. That's not all of them. So IDC Woodcraft, we guarantee our bits for 90 days. If you break it, we'll replace it, even if it's your fault. And so 90%, 95% of the bits that break are chucking issues.
Yeah.
Chucking issues, whether you're chucking it too low, chucking it too high, chucking it not tight enough, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. So that's most of what Liberty has there. And so what happens is people are trying to extend their CNC bit way out to get as much length as they can, and they're only chucking on just that much of the bit. And you're stressing it out. It's not holding enough in the collet. You're creating a situation where I could go into the whole dynamics of that.
And you don't want a piece of bit flying around the shop at 20,000 RPM. Trust me.
Right. So we will link that PDF definitely check that out, especially if you're new. Please. Otherwise, you'll break a bit.
Yep. Yep. And I wanted to do another happy dance. We got Paul Hembrook. He got his oatmeal 4x4 last Friday.
Paul, go Paul. Go
Ready for you to
Paul.
carve.
Paul.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And this is Marie from Acryla Wood Designs. Mark,
Marie.
where do you see yourself headed as we welcome this, or as we come to the end of this year? What are some new projects you are looking forward to trying?
Headed as it sits right now, I just want to get through this shingles mess. This is day 161. I haven't worked in the shop since April, so that's what I want to do. Is I want to get in the shop and work. I'm still on medication. I can't use power tools, and I can't run the CNC router. So I see myself doing a lot of projects and catching up on a lot of stuff. What are some new projects looking forward to trying? I want to do some more epoxy inlays, and I want to try some different materials within those inlays. And I want to do some stuff that is maybe a little bit different to add texture to otherwise standard projects. And just start getting folks to think outside the box and realizing that these are more than sign makers. They'll do a lot more than just make signs. Signs are great, but it'll do so much more.
All right. What are the minimum bits required for a newbie? Our Aussie dollar is rubbish, so please be nice.
Excuse me, that went down a little way. You want to answer that, Mark, or do you want?
Just the basic bits. Since you're in Australia, a 6mm upcut and downcut end mill. So that's 2 bits there. 1 upcut, 1 downcut.
There's a 3mm, right?
Maybe a 3mm if you do small, tight cups. Also, upcut and downcut. You're going to find you use the downcut more often than you use the upcut. But you'll still need both. What would you say, 90-degree and a 60-degree V-bit?
That would be 1. Yep. 2.
That's
actually what we have in our starter set, but ours aren't metric. Ours are inch.
Yours are imperial. Okay,
Yeah,
I was trying to be nice to Australia.
No, I can talk metric because they're metric. I mean,
other than that, you can get into things like tapered ball nose bits and surfacing bits and what have you. But what I would tend to do is wait until you need that bit, because it's real easy to go crazy and buy a bunch of bits. It's easy to do. Been there, done that, wore out the t-shirt. Okay. Buy the bits as you need them and save yourself a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So at IDC Woodcraft, the whole thing that started IDC Woodcraft was there were no starter sets when I came on board the CNC world. And so I was like, what bits do I need? And I saw that throughout Facebook. So I started off providing, once I had it figured out, I put together an 8-piece set, which is now an 11-piece set. And then we have the basic 5-piece set. So this is what Mark is talking about. Your absolute starters, your 6mm up and down cut. So it's 2 bits, 3mm down cut, your 90-degree V-bit, 60-degree V-bit, and a surfacing bit.
Okay.
I use the surfacing bit is my most used bit. Use it to spoil on the spoil board, to flatten your projects, flatten a slab, take a warp out.
And I'm glad to know that you created the beginner's kit for people that actually use a CNC router, because there are a lot of kits out there.
Mm-hmm.
But half of these bits I'll never put in in the spindle.
Yeah.
You just don't use them, you know?
Yeah. The first kit I bought, like it was a sign making kit. That's what they called it. And I bought it. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this?
Yeah. You have things with guide bearings to cut the edges of the sign. It's like, you're not going to use a guide bearing on a CNC router.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to our website for a second, just so y'all can see. If you're brand new, you go to idcwoodcraft.com. The first item there is sets. You select that, and the first 3 sets are for your 1/4-inch routers. We got your basic set right here. That's your basic starter set. This is the absolute essentials, basically, is how I consider this. This is not going to get you as far as you want. This one, the first one, is the one that, like I called it, the only truly complete starter set. That's the one that I always encourage people to get. If you want to go all in, you're like, okay, I'm diving in and not doing what Mark just said and buy what you need when you need it, then that's what this kit is for. It's a 20-piece kit right there. So you've got a lot of things in that kit right there. So
just make sure you'll use them. And you will if you are in this for very long.
Yeah.
And
the intent behind that one was I got tired of nickel and diming a bit. I'm making this project. I got to order that bit. I got to wait on it.
your set is made for people who use CNCs. A lot of these others, they're not for CNC router.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. So, okay, we are overloaded on questions. We are
very overloaded on questions. Real quick, I did want to say Rich is asking if we will ever sell 1/2-inch shank bits. We do have a few 1/2-inch shank bits as well as 3/4 or 3/8-inch bits. Yeah. But we're just slowly expanding into that. We have some V-bits and some roughers, and then we're getting some down cut and up cut. So yes, it's just a 1 bit at a time kind of process because we want to make sure that our designs are right, that, you know, they're made right, the proportions are right, all that good stuff, get our testing done. So
they're on their way.
I wanted to make sure I was set up for your standard home CNCs with the 1/4-inch shanks. And then we started moving to 3/8 and 1/2 inch. So we're actually doing that now. We got a little thank you going on here. All right.
Yeah, I was going to say we got a super sticker, Grant or William. Garrett and team, Liberty and Julianne, keep up the excellent job.
Ooh. Thank you, William. We're going to have a new kitty since you guys went to Texas. Well, we'll have to.
Yep. What are we
maybe this
for now?
Yeah. This can go towards our IDC team Thanksgiving dinner.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Can composite nails be used in a standard brad nailer?
The composite nails are 15 gauge. I would say no. The reason is because your standard brad nailer is made to drive a steel brad, and it will shatter a composite nail.
Okay. So I had to laugh at a comment there from Phil. Hey, Liberty, it's Phil, your favorite bit destroyer. Yeah.
Don't worry, Phil. I have a few of you.
Yeah. Mark's right. So when I was at the last show, what show was that again? AWFS. And there was a company there that had the bit nailers, and they had the composite. And that was the green one, which one I want to get. And then there's another company that had nailers, and I said, "Do you do composite?" He said, "No." They couldn't actually make it work. They were breaking the nails all the time. They didn't have the science in their head. I said, "Why don't you steal their idea?"
Yeah, you have to. It has to be gentler.
Yeah.
All right. Wondering which way to run my P-tracks on my new 2x4 alt mill.
As you face the machine, the way you're going to use it the most, look at your layout and decide how much of a pain is it going to be to get over all the way to the back end of that and slide stuff in from the side, or how much of a pain is it going to be to run things up from the front. Because if you have to run a clamp to the back 40 on your machine, is it going to be easier getting to it from the front or from the sides? Look at how your machine is all set up.
All right. So you look at my machine, something you're going to have to take into account. So I'll be able to answer this because I got one. It's going to have to go front to back. And the reason is because if you do it side to side, the only way you'll be able to make it work is if you don't have inserts here, little
Yeah.
slots here. But it's got this kind of raised up side right there, and that will make it so you can't get the track. So you want to go from front to back. So in the 2x4, it's 2 feet deep by 4 foot wide. So you want to get the 2 foot T tracks. We'll link those in to the Julianne will link that.
Okay.
All right.
See, my spoil board sits up a little proud of the machine.
All right. Sorry, got to switch back screens here. Any recommendations for setting up dust collection, pivot arm style?
I'll tell you how I do mine.
I can tell you how I do mine.
Yeah. So mine is this hose right here. I actually got it stretched out so I can do vacuum. But it's basically, I have my hose just so it will reach each corner of the machine, and that's it. And the rest of it's hanging up in the air, and it's suspended. Let's go up. There's a couple of hooks there, and then it just comes back down to my shop back, which I'm going to replace with one of those silent ones. What about you, Mark?
I run a Harbor Freight 2.5 horse dust collector, which is in a separate building, a separate lean-to shed outside. Thank the Lord, because it's noisy. And it plumbs through with, I've used 4-inch diameter steel HVAC ducting. And then I've got the flex hose right there on the end. And if you look, you can see I went as low tech as you can get. It's suspended with bright orange mason's twine. You can drive yourself nuts.
Yeah.
Looking for perfect, pretty solutions. But personally, I'm too Scottish to worry about that. I just, whatever works. And good old-fashioned Mason's line, suspended it, that works great.
Yeah, you don't need to turn it into rocket science. Make it work.
Nope. That's right.
Mine's up there by a couple of hooks.
All right, Wally, I have a flat metal plate with my Allenex CNC. Are T-tracks available that are designed to hold the MDF spoil board, or will I have to screw down the MDF to the base plate as well as the T-track?
You're probably going to have to screw down the MDF as well. There are several people that I know that have, I'm going to get this wrong. I want to say they're legacy CNCs, and they have an aluminum bed as well. They had to actually create a plywood table that fastened down to that aluminum bed. Then they could put MDF and T-track on top of that plywood table. So if you have the aluminum table, the flat metal plate, you're probably going to have to mount a plywood table or an MDF table. I would encourage you to use plywood or MDO board, but and then run your T-track and your MDF spoil board on top of that. So,
all right. Mark, what do you think about the new Centroid and how has it been working for you?
Avid switched over to the Centroid Acorn control software back in June or July. Greg, I've got very limited use on it. I like it. It is it's different. I'm previous to this, I used Mach 3 and Mach 4. There's a bit of a learning curve, a little bit more. I had to wrap my head around. I'll give you an example. My checklist over here with Mach 4, I had 5 steps on my checklist. With Centroid Acorn, I now have 10. So there's a little bit more to wrap your head around, but once you get past it, you're okay. And Greg, if Mach 4, I see you said you're still using Mach 4. If Mach 4 works for you and is not giving you problems, I don't know that I would change out. You know, I don't know that I would change just for the sake of change. Just know that they will not be servicing, updating, or upgrading Mach 4.
All right, I agree. I was about to pull that one out too. There's 420 people watching and only 134 likes.
Hit that thumbs up, folks. Let's do that.
Smash it.
420 people watching?
Yep.
I bust out the party hat when I hit 80. Holy cow.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, for those of you who have not done this, we bring on regular guests. I want to see if we can get Andy Bird next week, but I don't know if we got somebody scheduled or not. Julianne usually gets that. I'll just say, hey, let's see if we can get them. But, if you're finding stuff like this helpful, we would love to see a review. If you IDC bits, giving you a good time, and Liberty sends out our packages, gives you all those love notes. Make sure you got the M&Ms. You get people like Mark here answering the questions. We get on other experts. Yep. So if you find this helpful, let's get a Google review. Give us that 5-star review and leave a comment on that review. We'll have a link there for you. All right, let's hit the next one. Let's do this.
Right.
Folks, just so you know, we got a lot of questions there. We won't be able to hammer all out tonight.
Have either of you used the rotary yet?
No.
Yes.
Nope. Go for
Next
it.
question. They just asked, have I used it?
They just asked if you've used it. They didn't ask how it went or what you know about it. They just asked if you used it. I have not. Basically,
I made a round... I took a 2x4, ripped it lengthwise, and made that square piece round, and then I made it square again.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, you guys did good with the thumbs up. I mean, it's like we got another 100 thumbs up just by that comment. Thank you for doing that.
Yes. All right, Jer. I have some CNC roundover bits. Is there any videos showing how to set them up? I've used one small one, but the newest bit is 7/8 with a 1/4-inch shank for offset profile cut after.
First, go to the website of the bits manufacturer and see if they have a CNC file. If they have the, or even just the drawings of their bits. If they do, because like Magnate, they don't really have the CNC files, but you can go download. It's a DXF that has a lot of their bits that has the profiles there. If you can't find that, grab, it's kind of cheating, but you can fake it with a drawing and then play with it a little bit. Personally, I would go for the manufacturer's drawing if you can at all find one.
Mm-hmm. Well, for video, so I got a video out that tells you how you're setting it up and how to use it, right? But there's 2 types of roundover bits, technically, right? With the basic baseline, you get your pointed roundover bit, and you have your flat bottom roundover bit.
Plunge bit, yeah,
plunge bit. And so at IDC, we have the pointed roundover because. The reason I went with those to start with was because you got to understand the offset in your tool if you're going to use it just for a roundover. So I was thinking new folks. Folks, just a reminder, they got that little banner going across at the bottom up until midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. This is October 1st. Yep, 10% off of IDC bits on the IDC website. So use that code exactly as you see it.
I also have a video on entering and the use of a roundover bit, point cutting roundover bit on my channel.
We'll put
Shows
both our
how to-
videos up there.
Shows how to bring it into the database, then use it.
All right. So we'll link both the videos there, and they'll be down in the description of the video as well for those who watch this afterwards.
Garrett Mark Liberty, hands down, a 23G pin nailer with plain 1-inch to 1.5-inch steel pins is the fastest, most cost-effective hold-down method next to my vacuum tables.
All right, there you go. 23 gauge is what you use as steel pin, so that's pretty thin.
That's pretty much wire. Real thin wire. And if you're using carbide bits, it's not even going to feel those.
Yeah, not at all. So you can cut through that, basically, is what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing in the comments. Was people are like that your machine doesn't even know it's there.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest. These Omer pin nailers, the composite brad nailers, they're like $300. Now, if you do a lot of sheet goods, or if you're running a business, you can use my two favorite words. It's deductible. But if you're not running a business, if you're a home hobbyist and you're not doing 10 sheets of plywood a week, I wouldn't even bother investing in it. A 23 gauge brad nailer would probably be the better way.
Yeah, that's a 0.025 inch in diameter nail. So
yeah, 25,000. It's not even.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Does anyone have any idea what to do about Microsoft not supporting Windows 10 for security upgrades?
That's out of my wheelhouse.
Nope. I haven't had any issues.
I used that as an excuse to buy a new computer last week.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
My Windows 11.
But baby, I have to. They're not going to support Windows 10 anymore.
Yeah, that once they always have the cutoff date because they got the whole new platform. It's like Vectric. They don't. I mean they don't. Yeah. It's like most software companies when they do the upgrades, they have their cutoff on the support with the previous versions. Yeah. And so I would say go buy version
Windows 10 is 10 years old. So it's old tech anyway.
Yeah.
So.
All right. What finish should be used on an outdoor address signs?
Painted, clear coat. There's a lot there to unpack. If it's painted, exterior grade house paint. That's what I use. Exterior latex house paint. If it's good enough for my house, it's good enough for a sign.
All right.
If it's a clear coat, your guess is as good as mine. Any clear coat you put on an outdoor project is going to need maintenance, and it's going to need refinishing over time. They just don't hold up to the UV and the weather. And wood's natural substance. It's going to expand. It's going to contract, and it's just going to the finish is not going to be able to handle all that stuff. There are various oils. You can use deck stains. You can use like Thompson's water seal, things like that. But even then, they're still going to need maintenance. Do not use epoxy. It will turn black in the UV.
Yep. All right. Garrett, have you ever considered manufacturing your bits in-house?
No. Actually, I can't say that. I actually have given it a thought, but it's a totally new ball game. If I did that, a totally new ball game.
Yeah, I would lay down until that urge passed.
Yeah. I would love to do that in-house because then I don't have to work back and forth with the tool companies. All right. But if we do that, then we're at the level we're adding to it now is your technical designers, those who are actually doing the designing the bit. They have to buy that $500,000 to $1 million CNC grinder. And and the guy to run that. Oh yeah, that just makes me cringe just thinking about adding that to the business profile.
Yeah, I'd lay down until that urge passed.
Yep. It'd be cool though, especially after watching Cody.
A lot of things would be cool. I'd love to have a portable sawmill, but it's a younger man's game. It's just not happening.
Is there such a thing as a 1/32 bit with a 1/4 inch shank? If not, is it not possible due to the difference of diameter?
So at IDC, we've got a 1/32 bit that has an 1/8 inch shank. The reason I don't do a 1/4 inch shank on that is because you're going to be paying for a lot of carbide, and that one little break is because it's such a small diameter bit, it breaks. It's financially, it's not really the best way to go about it.
I thought I had a 1/32 bit. I don't have a 1/32 bit. I have a 1/64 bit. It's got a 1/8 inch collar, or excuse me, 1/8 inch shank on it. And it is as Garrett says, not only are you paying for a lot of carbide you're not going to really need, but that joint, that juncture where that small diameter meets that 1/4 inch shank, that's your weak spot. That's where it's going to break.
Yep.
Having said that, you can get a 1/4 inch shank, 1/32 diameter tapered ball nose, but not just a standard end mill. No.
Yeah, taper ball nose going to have to be at an angle. I just want to answer this, John. Any update on the new bit? So we've been talking about a new CNC bit for quite a while. The process is going much. It's taking a lot longer than what we wanted. There's just so much to go into what we're doing. So it's getting closer. Getting closer. I keep saying it'll be a month out the road. I'm not saying that anymore.
Thank you.
Put it to you this way: I will probably release a new video before that.
Yeah, you will.
All right. Oh, weird. We just did that one.
We do have that other one, that other product that we're working on.
But it's not ready yet either, right?
No, but it's being made.
Teaser.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that one.
Second.
People are going to love that too.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really cool one to get out to the market.
All right, Robert. I've just done my first 3D print, and all I have is the 1/8 inch ball nose. What other bits could I use? We just bought a Jeep, and I'm wondering if you sell your Jeep file. I'd love to make it for her. So this brings us into the copyright talk.
And trademarks.
Yeah. Yep. I had to take my Jeep file off of Etsy. I don't mind giving it away. So the Jeep file is that it's a round one with a Jeep inside, and it says, "Don't follow me, you won't make it."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I think the best one I ever saw on a Jeep was one of those the sunshade things up at the top of the windshield, and they had put the letters upside down on it, and it said, "If you could read this, flip me over."
That's cool.
Yep. Awesome. All right. I get joy and satisfaction in taking a program from 50,000 lines of G code to 150,000 or 150 lines with loops and macros, etc. Why don't these programs use simple circular interpolation?
Why are you not consulting with some of these program developers? They need to know this. They need your expertise. You know, I mean,
they need
get in there and teach them.
Tell
they need somebody. They need somebody like you to tell them to teach them how to do that.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I agree with you 100%. If you can get it from 50,000 lines of G code to 150, why aren't you working for them?
For sure. Or creating your own app that will do it, right? And being
there you
your own
go.
business where you're creating that and you're selling it to B2B. Here, you can buy this integration to your software.
For Mark and Garrett, how long did it take you to get comfortable enough with CNC to start creating instructional videos?
I started right away. I got my Bob CNC. I started putting it together, and I'm going, wait a minute, I know about CNC. So I just started shooting videos right away. But I've been in CNC professionally. I was in CNC professionally for 15 years. So I just started tapping into that knowledge. And then, yeah. But I'm embarrassed about the first 10 videos for sure. I'm like,
oh, don't ever go back and look at my channel.
yeah, can't we take those down, please?
No, it's a part of growth.
That's right. They're still there.
Yep, I hear you. I was a member of a couple of forums and Facebook groups, and I kept seeing the same questions over and over again, and like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week. And I thought to myself, it would be so much easier. You know what? If I just made a video explaining this concept, I could just link it and not have to type out all these instructions, you know. And that's where it came from. It's just knowing an answer to a direct question. That's why if you go look at some of my early videos, they are direct answers to questions from people. So there's not a lot of context there. But when people started coming to me because they thought I knew more than them, I decided, well, I better start thinking about doing these videos. And then a story I've told many times before, a guy that was about 90 miles away from me just got fed up and just knew that this was over his head and he'd never learn how to do it. Mm-hmm. I talked him into selling his machine rather than setting it on fire. And he literally shoved it off the bench into a wheelbarrow and dumped it on his burn pile. He was ready to go.
Wow.
And I talked him into bringing it back in, clean it up, sell it to somebody that'll use it. Yep. And from that moment on, I decided that shouldn't happen. There's no magic here. There are no secrets. If you're willing to sit down and take the time to practice the software, you can do this. It's not over your head.
All right. I've wrecked my spoil board and a T-track, broke a bit and a bunch of sawdust. LOL. Any maintenance tips to keep the machine running smoothly? I haven't all
known. Maintenance tip I have is do your maintenance on a regular basis. Otherwise, your machine will schedule it for you.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't schedule your maintenance, your machine will schedule your maintenance for you. Yeah. Oiling, cleaning off sawdust. If you have an air compressor or just a vacuum that you can detach to get into all those nooks and crannies, it builds up on the ends. Take a little rag and wipe down the ends of your lead screws to make sure there's not a crap ton of sawdust building up on the ends.
Step 1 is don't do that stuff you did before. Don't crash bits, don't cut T-track, don't do that stuff. That's step 1. Something that I like to tell folks to do, there's a fancy name for it. It's called a slippage mark. If you want the unfancy name, go get you some whiteout, typewriter correcting fluid. You can still find it in some places, stationery stores and stuff. That, or go in and snag your wife or your girlfriend's least favorite nail polish and ask her for her least favorite nail polish, not her favorite, and go to every fastener and just draw a little line on that fastener and whatever is around it. So if your fastener is hooking into an aluminum plate, just draw a little line down that aluminum plate and then across the head of the fastener. That way you can see at a glance, did that move? Did that bolt come loose? You can see it at a glance. You can identify the problem because believe me, there's nothing more exciting than being 4 hours into a 3D carve and seeing a bolt fall down on your spoil board.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where did that come from?
Yep.
And will it hold together for the next 4 hours?
Yep.
You know?
And on that note, when you're doing your maintenance, you always want to check your bolts.
Tighten them up.
And your maintenance would really be based on how often you use your machine.
How many hours? Yeah.
Yeah. So in our when I was professional, we were running machines, 8 to 12 hours a day. We were checking them. We had little checks every week, and then we had our main check every month, and then we had our full blown tear the machine down maintenance every 6 months.
Yeah. Check with your machine's manufacturer. They should have a maintenance schedule there for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of manufacturers.
Sawdust is a big enemy, and just because, like Liberty said, just because you vacuum it up and clean it up doesn't mean it's not there. Sawdust still comes in powder.
And it's a perpetual thing. You will never be done.
No.
Yep.
In G code, there's a button to return to XY. Is there a button to just return to Y?
I think it's talking to G sender.
I figured.
Yeah, I can bring that up.
Go to MDI command.
Yeah, I got to restart my screen share, and I'll show you. Screen. We're going to go to screen 1. There we go. And we will bring up G-Sender. So so if you look all the way over to the right towards the top, there's all these blue buttons here. So you got the X, Y right there. If you're using G-Sender, then you got the X and Y buttons right here. All these blue buttons will take you to the
Okay.
they'll take you to your work offset position. So your Z will go to the Z0 position.
Nice.
Yeah, the white buttons here will take them to the home position individually.
That zeros them.
Yeah.
What do you think of this concept, repairing a used up spoil board with wood putty where it needs it and then just resurfacing, leaves all the other spoil board goodness like tracks, lines, etc.?
Bondo.
I don't see a problem with that.
Bondo or body filler. I got a video on it. I repaired my spoil board with body filler and like screw holes. I drilled them out and glued 1/4-inch dowel in them, and then I resurfaced the whole ding dong thing and drive on.
Yeah, that's like that. Just seeing that, it's like, why didn't I do that before my spoil board? Yeah, I had to replace the spoil board or the segments, and then you got to resurface the entire thing.
Just know, depending upon what double-sided tape you use, if the Bondo is real thin, it may pull that out of the spoil board.
Yeah.
In which case,
Yep. I want to say this from Ray. So he said, once you see a 3-inch flattening or surfacing bit go flying, you'll start doing your maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he had a friend who called him, and you could tell he was white as a ghost.
Yeah.
We had a cutter that was 12 inches in diameter, that thick steel cutter, and it broke away from the arbor when the guy was cutting it. It came against his stomach. He had cuts all across the stomach. He put his hand there, so it chewed his hand up in the hamburger. All right, we got a few more we can handle. We're coming to the end of the days, and we're going to start doing our giveaway.
Yep. Murray T. Good morning from Albury, Austria. Can you give me a hint as to when your bits are getting dull and need replacing?
Frayed edges, not clean cuts. Is the bit discolored? Is it turning blue? Is it turning black? If you really want to, if you have a question, you probably need to replace it. If you can't tell, you probably need to replace it. And end mills are not expensive. Buy another end mill and try it. If that end mill cuts like 100 times better than the other one, put it in a coffee can and take it down to the scrapyard when you get a coffee can full. They'll buy the carbide from you.
Yeah. Yeah. If you start noticing the sound change from the bit, that's when you start looking at the cut. But keep in mind the type of wood you're cutting. If you're cutting pine, it's so hard to get a clean cut on pine unless you got a nice tight. Pine likes to be fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Burning, if the bit's burning, the wood or the bit, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. What would be a good choice for making mitered edge boxes?
What bit would be a good choice?
Yes.
Try a 90-degree V-bit and see how it works.
Yeah.
You've got the 45-degree cut. Try a 90-degree V-bit, just cutting on the edge of the piece. You know, zip, do it on 2 of them and stick them together. See how it looks.
All right, let's handle one more, and then
Then
so
it's to the giveaway.
Yeah, for those questions we didn't get to, we apologize. There were a lot of them tonight.
Yeah.
I think we need to get you back quickly, Mark.
Help! Will Linux operating system run CNC software, easel, Carbide 3D, or Cut 2D, etc.?
You have to talk to the companies that make the different software.
If I'm not mistaken, easel is web-based. It might work on Linux. And I want to say it's Carbide 3D is also web-based. It should work with Linux. But your standalone CAD/CAM programs made by Vectric, no, it won't. It will not run on Linux, and it will not run on a Mac. And Vectric has no plans to ever make a Mac edition.
There you go.
Mac wants too much to license it.
Mark, will you please say hey, y'all?
No, but thank you for asking. No, I'm kidding. I always say, hey, y'all. I mean, you know. That
I have
comes
to keep myself from emailing hey, y'all.
Yeah. Well, my mother was born and raised in Texas. Her mother was born and raised in Texas. My grandfather was born and raised in Oklahoma. So I speak fluent, y'all. Okay.
Yep.
Speak fluent, y'all. Okay.
I speak fluent, y'all. Yes, sir.
All right. I think we're ready for a giveaway.
Yep. So, folks, just last time you see this thing going across the screen, 10% off. It's a flash sale of IDC bits, only the IDC branded bits. And that's the discount code you use in honor of our brother, Mark Lindsay. So use that code exactly as you see it. Mark's number one.
Right there. That one there.
There you go. You got it. Use that code on checkout. Hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this. Drop us a review on Google. And links will be for that. That's all going to be in the description. And it is now ladies' time. I'm going to step away and get something. And it's giveaway time. So, you ladies have the floor. I'll be right back.
Or you could come visit my live stream on Sundays. I mean, you know, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on most of your YouTube stations. Actually, only mine. Love to have you.
All right.
Gotta add that in my alarm. I think I'll be around this Sunday for it. I normally have something going on. I'm somewhere. I'm doing something.
I even had Liberty on as a guest once.
All right.
Guys. So, for all you newbies that are out there, welcome, welcome. You are going to see a lovely phrase on your screen, and most of you have already participated in the YouTube chat. That is where you will enter said phrase. Now, we are keeping it nice and simple tonight as we have our 10% discount running. We will be giving away 2 $25 gift cards to idcwoodcraft.com. So enter the phrase exactly as you see it, either hashtag pound, whatever you call it, with Mark's last name. You only have to enter it once, and we will be drawing twice. So if you... Hi. So if you don't win the first time, you are completely available to win the second time.
I have to say, I have never seen so many people spell my name correct all at once.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's great to see people spell your name right.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend growing up. Her name was Lindsay, and it was spelled like that. And I would literally sit there as I was like writing. I don't know why we wrote out each other's names all the time, writing little notes back and forth and all that. Lind say, and I would just repeat that to myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm used to spelling it out. You know, somebody else. Okay, and your last name, Lindsay. That's Lindsay. It's just A-Y.
Yep.
I've seen some weird spellings.
Yep.
I've seen Y's. I've seen Z's. Oh man, this is like, huh?
I think anymore it gets to where how unique can you make something that's been done a lot of times?
Yeah. How about names like Joe and Mary? Where'd those people go?
Right?
Oh, stop it, Philip.
So, I hear you guys talking about names.
I'm married.
Yeah. I had to go get my evening sip here. So one of the things that we see a lot is people whose names have been spelled like out of the norm. You might see a Linda and it'll be spelled with a Y or L, whatever. That's an easy one. But parents say, "Oh, you want to be just a little bit different with my kid's name," and boy, I can see how it throws things off.
Why you want to sentence your child to that? You know?
Yeah. I am going to put this code in as well, and if IDC Woodcraft wins, which is what we do, then did I take that off?
Yep. You
Sorry,
hold on.
that was my bad. You can put it back in.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. If IDC Woodcraft wins, then I don't know what the ladies will do, but that means something extra. Mark, you also need to enter.
Firefox won't let me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Boo.
All right, one of you ladies put it in for Mark.
Nah.
I put it in already.
Okay.
All right.
There
Here,
you go.
hold on.
Y'all.
Let me do it here.
All right.
I was gonna say, if any of us come up, we will draw like a third one.
It hasn't happened yet. We don't know what.
There.
Missed opportunity. Should have been hashtag hey y'all.
Right.
Well, to be
Remember that for
fair,
next
I
time.
made it before we started the live. So
Yeah, that's true.
What do we got? Buried on the Vectric database. Oh, they're talking. Okay. I stepped away, so I don't know what the dialogue was. All right.
It's 90% the giveaway. There's like a dialogue here and there. It's hard to keep up with though because they're all popping in so fast.
Yeah, when you see the
262
hashtags.
entries.
262 entries. 263. Do I hear 264? Hashtag Lindsay, your phrase that pays. Get on. Let's go.
Yeah, and whoever
Burning
hasn't
daylight. Let's do
and
it.
whoever hasn't hit the thumbs up button, but you've already put the code in right there, hit the thumbs up button.
Benny, the reason Firefox won't let me is because of two-factor authentication. It wants to send a code to my cell phone, and that's in the house.
And don't worry, once you're entered once, you actually can't enter multiple times. So multiple comments does not work. You get your one entry.
Okay, here's a question for you, ladies.
I saw that one within the next week.
Yep.
You can always go on
they've
our
shipped
website
today.
and click notify me.
Mhm.
And you'll
Ooh,
be
there you go.
notified as soon as it comes in.
All right.
Because unfortunately, we can't always update every person. There's lots of people.
Always
We'll
give
do our best,
what
though.
you want.
Oh, we got to 264. Awesome.
All right, I say we go ahead
Wednesday.
and do first draw.
You can't.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, you guys, do not get super excited until you see confetti. Here we go.
Wait for the confetti, wait for the confetti, wait for the confetti, wait for the confetti.
Uh-huh.
David!
Great. All right.
You won a $25 gift card to ECWoodcraft.com.
Sweet.
Alrighty. So really quickly, David, while you're still hanging on here, head over to idcwoodcraft.com, hit that contact us page, and enter your name and your email address and subject Wednesday winner. That way I know it's you. All right. Now we are going to give it another couple seconds, only because I want the clock to hit 9:50.
Beautiful.
So last minute people, get them in really quick.
IDC Woodcraft News Channel.
Yeah, I like that.
When news breaks, we fix it.
You know, we've been doing a video. So, folks, for those of you are here, we're not going to tell you what this video is, but we might have come up with an interesting, might become very well recognized character in the CNC world.
Nothing but a teaser.
What do you think, ladies? You think?
Well, let's just say that in the coming weeks, you definitely need to keep an eye out for a certain person to fly in.
Yeah.
We'll just
I like
put it
it.
that way.
I like it.
Uh-oh.
All right, 950, 268 entries. Let's go.
All right.
Y'all. Second one.
Chad, I'll watch for your order to come through. Everybody that said they've ordered so far, I've checked.
And it's
Yes. Congratulations.
Cool name. Cool name, too.
Very. As I say, same deal here. Contact us page, idcwoodcraft.com. Throw in that email and Wednesday winner, and we will get you that lovely gift card.
Yeah.
Congratulations, both of y'all.
Yeah. Congratulations,
So-
both y'all. Both y'all. See,
Y'all.
I can't do the Lindsay y'all. I don't have that dialect in me.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say you've got a northern dialect. You're
was
doing
gonna
the southern drawl where you can say y'all all the time.
Yeah. All right. Put that banner up one more time on the bottom.
Yep.
Real quick, Patrick, no, you don't have to enter for each drawing. So anybody who was entered before in the first drawing, as you saw, the number didn't change. It didn't go down. It went up because more people entered. It went from 264 to 268. So once you're entered, you're entered. You're good.
All right. And there we go. So
I'm Alan24, got it backwards. He says, y'all all peeps winning it. All y'all. It's all y'all.
All y'all.
all
Y'all is one person. All y'all is more than one.
Yep.
y'all is
we could
one. All y'all.
Just say Ewan's. Ewan's over there.
That's up north. That's up north.
All right, folks. Remember, we got that little special flash sale going on tonight. Thank you, Mark, for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
And it is now what, October 1. We're starting to go into we are fully into CNC season now.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
glad you didn't say that word.
All right, folks, get ready for your Christmas gifts, your Christmas projects, your Halloween projects. If you're going to sell them, start making them now.
You're already late.
You're
already late. You are.
You should already be on Christmas stuff now.
You should be making Christmas stuff in
Stop
July.
using that word.
What, that one holiday that comes at the end?
I have 5 kids and 7 grandkids. Stop using that word.
I'm almost done with shopping already.
There's one in every
I find
crowd,
the
isn't
the
there?
year and I stuff them away in the closet.
Nobody likes a smart aleck.
The most I have is your birthday gift, Liberty, and that's the end of this month.
Oh,
That's as
Libby's
far as I've
birthday is
gone.
the end of this month. You heard that, all y'all folks. It's her birthday at the end of this month.
See,
Yeah.
you did it right.
30
Lisa-
more days.
Need to start sending some birthday cards to her. All right, we are going to rock out for the evening, folks. We will see you next week. Mark, thanks a lot. And we
Thank
are
you for
gonna
having me.
check out. We'll see y'all.